The most frustrating drive in senior golf is not the one that goes into the trees. It is the one that feels right. The swing was smooth, the contact was clean, the sound off the face was exactly what you wanted. And then you watch the ball land 20 yards shorter than it should. You look at your driver. You think about your tempo. You wonder if you turned through properly. And then your playing partner reaches for a shorter club than you for the approach, and you reach for a hybrid. Most golfers in that moment blame age. Some blame the swing. A few blame the equipment. But almost nobody looks at the ball. In 2026, that is starting to change. Because the data coming from independent testing is pointing at something uncomfortable for a lot of senior golfers. The ball you are playing may not be built for the swing you currently have. And when that mismatch exists, even a well-struck drive gives up distance before it needs to. This is not about switching to a soft ball and accepting less performance. It is about understanding that golf ball design is calibrated for specific swing speed ranges. When you play outside that range, the ball does not compress the way it was designed to, the launch angle does not reach its optimal window, and the carry falls short of what your swing actually earned. There is a name for this. Call it the senior speed activation gap. It is the distance between what your swing produces and what the ball was built to receive. And for a large number of senior golfers still playing premium tour-level balls out of habit or loyalty, that gap is costing real yardage every single round. Today we are ranking the 5 longest golf balls for senior golfers in 2026, not by tour speed robot tests, not by brand reputation, by compression, launch, carry, mishit forgiveness, and the distance your current swing can actually use. And before we get into the list, if this is the kind of content that helps your game, subscribe now. We cover equipment decisions that actually matter for senior golfers every week. Number 5 starts with a name you already trust. Number 5 is the Titleist TruFeel. And before anyone closes the video, this is not a shot at Titleist. Titleist makes excellent golf balls. The Pro V1 is one of the most tested, most refined pieces of equipment in the sport. But that is exactly the point. The Pro V1 was built for players generating significant clubhead speed, with a swing that can compress a firmer core and access the full spin profile the ball was engineered to deliver. For a large number of senior golfers, that swing is no longer the swing they have on the first tee on a Tuesday morning. The TruFeel is what happens when Titleist acknowledges that reality. It is a softer, lower compression option that compresses more easily, launches with less resistance, and gives players with moderate to slower swing speeds a better chance of getting the ball into the air the way they intended. It still feels like a Titleist. It still has the short game touch that Titleist players expect. But it stops asking your swing to do something it may no longer do consistently. The honest limitation here is that TruFeel is not the most powerful ball on this list. It is not going to add dramatic distance. What it does is stop quietly losing distance to a mismatch you might not have even noticed. For seniors who want to stay inside the Titleist family but are not being honest with themselves about which ball actually fits their game right now, TruFeel is the starting point for that conversation. Number 4 is the Wilson DuoSoft. If TruFeel is for players easing into the right decision, the DuoSoft is for players who have already made it. This ball is built around one of the lowest compression ratings available in a mainstream golf ball, and for seniors whose swing speed has dropped into the slower range, that matters more than the name on the box. Low compression means the ball deforms more easily at impact. When it deforms more easily, the energy from your swing transfers more completely into the ball, even when that swing is not generating the speed it used to. The result is a ball that feels like it responds, rather than resisting you. Players who have switched to the DuoSoft often describe the same thing: shots that feel like they came off the face with more life, more carry, less of that dead sensation that makes a short drive feel even shorter. The trade-off worth knowing: if you still carry meaningful swing speed, the DuoSoft can feel too soft in the driver and too unpredictable into the wind. It is not a ball for every senior. It is a ball for the senior who has stopped pretending and started optimizing. Number 3 is the Bridgestone eTela 12 High Launch. And this one solves a different problem entirely. There is a specific type of senior golfer this ball was made for. He still makes decent contact. His swing has not collapsed. But somewhere in the last few years, his drives started dying earlier than they should. The ball leaves the face, tracks reasonably straight for the first 100 yards, and then just runs out of sky. It lands softer than it used to, shorter than the contact deserved, and he cannot quite explain why. The answer, in many of those cases, is launch angle. As swing speed decreases, maintaining the launch height that keeps a ball in the air long enough to carry becomes harder. A ball that was launching at an efficient angle at higher speed may now be launching too low to sustain carry at slower speed. The result looks like a loss of distance, but what is actually happening is a loss of flight time. The E12 high launch was engineered specifically around this problem. The aerodynamic design and core construction work together to help the ball get up more easily and stay in the air longer, even when the swing is not delivering the speed that typically produces that trajectory. For seniors who feel like their ball gives up too early, like it peaks too soon and drops before it should, this is often the most direct fix available. It is not the right ball for everyone. Players who already launch high or who play frequently in windy conditions where a lower flight is an advantage may find it works against them. But for the senior whose carry has quietly shrunk while his swing feels mostly the same, the E12 high launch is worth serious attention. If this video is helping you think differently about your equipment, hit the like button now and subscribe if you have not yet. Then tell us in the comments, what ball are you currently playing? And when did you last actually test whether it fits your swing speed? We read every answer. Number 2 is where Callaway starts winning this argument. Number 2 is the Callaway Chrome Soft. For senior golfers who still generate moderate swing speed, who want a premium ball, and who have been quietly wondering whether their current ball is actually doing them any favors, this is where the comparison with Titleist gets specific. The Chrome Soft is built around a large, low-compression core that activates more easily than most balls in its price range. What that means in practice is that a senior golfer with a smooth, controlled swing can access genuine distance from this ball without needing to force anything. The ball compresses at the speeds many seniors actually produce, rather than requiring the speeds they used to produce. Launch tends to be accessible, flight tends to be stable, and mishits, the slightly off-center contacts that happen in every real round, hold up better than they do with firmer premium options. This is the specific ground where Callaway pulls ahead of Titleist for many senior players, not because Titleist makes an inferior product, but because the Chrome Soft's design philosophy is more forgiving of the swing speed range that describes a large percentage of golfers over 60. A Pro V1 rewards players who can compress it fully. A Chrome Soft rewards players who swing with intention, but not necessarily with force. The limitation is real. This is not the right ball if budget is a primary concern, and you tend to lose several balls per round. And for seniors at the very low end of swing speed, there are softer options on this list that activate even more easily. But for the player who still wants to feel like he is competing with a quality ball and simply wants that ball to work with his swing instead of against it, Chrome Soft is a strong answer. Number 1, though, is a different conversation altogether. The Callaway Supersoft is the longest golf ball for senior golfers in 2026, not because it sounds impressive, not because tour players use it, but because it does something more useful than either of those things. It protects distance for the widest range of senior swing speeds better than any other ball on this list. The compression is among the lowest available in any mainstream ball. The aerodynamic design reduces the kind of side spin that turns a slightly offline swing into a bigger miss. The launch is accessible without demanding a perfect strike, and when the contact is not perfect, which, across 18 holes, it rarely always is, the Supersoft gives up less distance than the alternatives. That last point matters more than most golfers realize. The longest ball in a round is not the one that produces the best single drive. It is the one that produces the best average drive. And for senior golfers dealing with the natural variations in timing, contact, and energy that come with age, a ball that protects the average is more valuable than one that occasionally peaks higher but punishes every imperfect swing. The Supersoft beats Titleist for most senior golfers not because Callaway out-engineered them. It beats Titleist because it was designed around a different question. Titleist asks, how do we build the best ball for the best players? Callaway, with the Supersoft, asked something else. How do we build a ball that gives an average swing the most usable distance possible? For senior golfers, that second question is the right one. There is a version of this conversation that feels uncomfortable. Nobody wants to admit that the ball they have trusted for years may not be serving them anymore. There is identity wrapped up in playing a Pro V1. There is history in that little number on the sleeve. Switching feels like a concession, like accepting something about where the game has gone. But the golfers who make that switch and actually measure the result tend to say the same thing. They did not lose anything. They got distance back. Not because they found a magic ball, but because they stopped playing a ball optimized for a swing they no longer have and started playing one built for the swing they actually bring to the course. That is the real definition of the longest ball for a senior golfer, not the one that wins a robot test at 114 miles per hour, the one that refuses to waste the swing you still have. If someone in your Saturday group is still playing the wrong ball and losing yards they should not be losing, send them this video. They may not want to hear it, but they will be glad you said something. Subscribe for the next one. We are going deeper into senior equipment, decisions that the marketing never explains. This channel is for golfers who still care about getting better, and who know that getting better after 60 takes smarter choices, not harder swings.